Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are group 7 from 2SE1. We are going to present our project which is titled RFS Airline Reservation. I'm Rafi Fajar Sulaiman.
And my name is Alfiansha, and let's start the presentation.
System analysis. Java Virtual Programming, also known as JVP, is a programming language used to make graphical user interface or GUI. Existing programs are made up of a number of small pre-existing components. In addition to the pre-existing components, there is also the database used for storing data that are needed for the program. Existing database can make a program's job easier when developing programs. Classes are groups of objects that are interconnected and arranged in a specific way. These objects will later interact with one another to solve complex programming problems. Next, we have our database schema. First, we have the user table. That is the database, the data for the user, which has emails, password, names, date of birth, gender, title, and phone number. And then from the user, we connected the user to a table called registered passenger. It has the fields name, date of birth, title, phone number, and user ID. We have the registered passenger table to use it to as a registered list for the user when he wants to add passengers, extra passengers. And then next we have the reservation table. It is for keeping data of the reservation that the user made. And inside it has a foreign key flight ID and user ID, and then reserved and active. The value for reserved and active will always be 0 or 1, depending on the true or false situation. Next, we have the flight table. It has ID as its primary key, and it has airplane ID as the foreign key, and flight route ID as the foreign key, and then time of departure as date time. Flight route, it has departure, destination, and time of flight. Time of flight will be used to increment time of departure to make a new column, which is called time of arrival. And then we have the airport table, which consists of the airport IATA code, and then the airport's name, and the airport's location. And then connected to flight, which is the airplane table, we have the type of airplane, for example, Boeing 777-300ER. And then we have the total seats, the economy seats, the number of premium economy seats, the number of business seats, first class seats, and then the airline code, which is used to know which company it belongs to. And then we have the airline table, which has a code and a name of the airline name. For example, we have Garuda Indonesia with the code GA for Garuda Airline. And then connected to airplane, we have the first class seats, the business seats table, the premium economy seats, and the economy seats. For each of those tables, we have inserted a row, a number of the seat, and the airplane ID it belongs to. And then connected to each of those tables, we have the reserved version of the seats. The reserved version has the seat ID, which is going to find which seat is reserved. And then we have the reservation ID to find who reserved it and the flight of the reserved seat. And then we also have the flight ID. Next, connected to the reserved economy seats and other seats table, we have the info, the reserved seats for the information. It consists of the name, age, gender, phone number, and the foreign key for connecting it to the reserved economy seats. Next, we have a total of 12 classes in this project. First, we have the add passenger window, and then we have the add passenger, and then we have the booking information. And here's a list of the J components we used and the method we created. Next, we have the date picker. Date picker is a J dialog that I made specially for picking dates. And then we have the search result window. We have the register window. We have the search result panel. Next, we have the login window, the seat design, which is an inheritance from the seats calculation table, class. And then we have the search flights window. And lastly, we have the my mouse listener class.
And next, we will tell about the design interface or GUI. The first one, we have a register account. If you doesn't have any account, you can fill your data in this table, and you can press the button register. And if you press the button, you will directly to the login frame. And this is your login frame. You can fill your email and password what you have to register before, and but press the button login. After press the button login, you will directly to the search your flights GUI. In this frame, you can search any flight schedule and class what you have, and you can but just your flight schedule in this way. After that, uh, after that, yes, the search result of your what you search in this GUI is in this interface. You can see what your sheet and what your class. After you chose that, the example is this. You choose from Segika to KNO, and you have one passenger seats, and your choice class is economy. Your airplane company, Garuda Indonesia, and more. And the next is add passenger GUI. In this frame, you can see what you have chose before. As example, this is your passenger name and your age, gender, and phone number. This is your destination from Tangerang to Deli Serdang, and this is schedule from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and that your class passenger. And next, this is the seat choice. You can choose any seat what you want in this plan. If you if the seat is color red, that is haven't choice by another passenger. Nah, you can choose the seat. There is the color is blue because that color is mean the seat is available to choice. If you have your choice to seat, the choice will be changed to blue to green. After you choose the seat, you can press button OK and will come out the G windows. Are you sure for your seat choice? And you can press button yes or no. If you press yes, the button will be direct you to this frame and will lead you to this booking info. This booking info is like a ticket detail on your application, so you can show it to the airplane. You have choose the seat and airplane.
Next, we will show you a live presentation of our application of our project. First, we'll register. I'll make it a demo presentation. And date of birth, which use date picker. We'll need January 1. And then we'll use male gender, phone number, register. Thank you for registering. You can now sign in. And we'll sign in. Login. And we'll show you an example that we showed in the presentation in the PowerPoint. We pick Ken off, and then the date is 20 of May. Sit class will show you economic. And we also have a return date for if the person wants to buy a double ticket, the type of ticket that will return as well. Next, we'll search the flight. Here's the list. Here we have only one flight chosen. One flight showed, because in the database we only inserted one flight that is available in 20th of May 2022. If there were more flights, the scroll pane will show more flights. We'll choose it. And here's our name, Mr. Presentation, our age, our gender, and our phone number. Next, here is the seat choice of the economy flight for CGK or Tangerang to Deli Serdang. We have a total of 179 seats, economy seats in this airplane with the ID 1. And we're going to choose number 1. Okay, this reference pictures. Yes. Thank you for using RFS airline service. Please come again. Okay. Now, if we log in again, the application will redirect us to booking information, which is the flight ticket. And that is all. Thank you for watching.
And that's for our presentation. Sorry if any mistake we
And that's all for our project. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
thank you.